lifestyle that I'm into. So it kind of makes me think of like NASCAR, which again, if you're into it, that's fine. It's just not for me. It's really not for me.
Well, I think you.
I've sampled the surface.
Well, you wrap it in, like, you can't just disassociate the music from the lifestyle.
I really can't.
It's like, you listen to country and you're like, oh, well, people in pickup trucks, like 10 gallons at a honky-tonk, big belt buckles, line dancing.
Treating women like shit.
Whereas I'm just like it's the music, which you brought this up earlier about
separating the art from the artist.
Ender's Game is coming out. I don't know when. The trailers look terrible.
November, I think. Yeah,
November? Oh, we are okay. I was gonna say what, but we are in July already. Yeah. So it's about that's still like 6 months away almost. Like 4 months. It's
like 4 months away. Yeah.
But we've been seeing trailers for like a month now.
Yeah.
But
they're starting the pre-sale, I guess.
He's a known bigot.
Yeah, and not just a bigot, but like he serves on the Orson Scott Card, who wrote this book, which is one of my favorite books.
Which makes you a bigot.
Yeah.
No, that's a joke from the Boondocks.
Pacific Rim.
From Pacific Rim, you wouldn't know it. That's an episode from the Boondocks. If you're not familiar with the show, it's a grandfather and his 2 grandchildren. One's like this like Che Guevara type revolutionary. The other's like this bling bling like gangster rap.
Right. Buying into the culture.
Yeah. And the second one finds out that his favorite rapper is gay. And he's talking to his brother. He's like, I just found out that so and so is gay. And he's like, wow. And he's like, and he's my favorite rapper. Okay. Does that make me gay? Yep. And in his head, well, because, he's mimicking his favorite rapper.
Right.
And they have he's like the rapper's like got a purse, like, cause he's like, it's like, have your gun in there, whatever, and like these really long shirts,
right, that
resemble dresses, and then there's a hole cut in the back right at the waist, so you can kind of see the butt crack a little bit for easier access to your gun.
Oh, okay.
And so his granddad sees him wearing this, and he's like, whoa, my grandson is gay.
Right.
And so he tells the older brother, he's like, hey, like, would you feel comfortable sharing a room with him if he's gay? And so when he tells him, he's like, does that make me gay? He goes, yep. And he's like, I really should have said that, but I really want my own room. But no, that doesn't make you a bigot. No. If you like Ender's Game.
But Orson Scott Card serves on the board, National Organization for Marriage or something like that. Yeah. It's NOM, and which is a active hate group.
Nom.
Yeah. That's basically, I think they helped, was it Prop 8? They helped that pass, which banned gay marriage in California a few years back. Of course, now it's, been kind of obliterated.
They're still fighting it.
Right. But really was working hard to try and make sure that DOMA didn't pass. And, obviously since Ender's Game is coming out.
That DOMA wasn't repealed.
Right. Wasn't repealed. And with the movie coming out, of course, there's a renewed spotlight on him anyway. So there's been a lot of back and forth, and he's been issuing statements and stuff, sounding really cranky. And what's weird is if you read his books, there's such sympathy for the other. Like the idea of like, there are these people who are different from us and that doesn't make them bad. But like, I think in his mind, that's like...
Ender will save us all. There's this kid who's different in a way from everyone else. And the way that he's different it's a good thing.
Right. And as the series goes on, even the aliens they're fighting, that gets explored too in terms of like
should we be fighting them?
Yeah, exactly. Like, can we come to an understanding? Which it's so weird. And I guess in his mind, it's all about just skin color. It's like, oh yeah, the blacks and stuff. Like, I don't think in his head, he can get his mind around homosexuality. Like, he's written articles, and this was way before all this, about how homosexuality should be outlawed. Outlawed. Because it's dangerous to the fabric of society. Things like this. And it's so weird to see that disconnect between this person capable of this beautiful, heartbreaking, and big-hearted, big-minded work be such a hateful son of a bitch. And, like, it's not just being hateful. It's like, because it'd be one thing if he's like, yeah, I hate fags, but whatever. and just minded his own business. But like he's actively using money from this movie and from to try and steal rights from people we love.
Yeah, it's like I don't think
to deny basic human rights.
I don't think dudes that wear Affliction T-shirts should be able to own property, but you don't see me like pumping money into legislation to prevent that.
Right.
Like it's just a feeling, just a belief I have. I'm sorry.
But yeah, so it's something to think about. I haven't really come up with a good answer. Like, will I see Ender's Game? It looks terrible. It doesn't look anything like the book to me.
I've never read the book.
It's a good book, but I think now that
I've
you
never
know everything,
read A Prayer for Owen Meany.
You should read that book.
Which is, who, like, and this won't make any sense. Well, I guess we'll talk about it later, actually, because it won't make any sense to anyone listening to this. But I reference A Prayer for Owen Meany. I texted my friend, and I was like, your dude from Glee died. One of the actors from Glee died in a hotel room. I guess didn't watch Symbiosis. That's awful. That's an awful thing to say.
What does that have to do with Owen Meany?
And my friend said, yeah, he burned too bright. He was too bright for this world. And I was like, just like Owen Meany. I guess.
Oh, so anyway, I would definitely be interested to hear people's thoughts. Like, should you separate it? Whenever you
does it matter?
Does it matter to you? Like,
obviously, like if some dude is like, I think women aren't as good as men, and writes a book where like the subtext is that I'm gonna I'm not gonna read that. Like, no, that's Bogota. But if someone thinks that and then writes a book that doesn't have anything to do with that, like, should you support good art in spite of the artist?
Right. And it's a weird line to walk because we live in an era of information overload where everything about everyone.
Which is fucking crazy.
And
I still think Rosemary's Baby is a dope movie. I'm sorry, but I do.
It is a good movie.
It's haunting.
And it was made before.
Which that was made before that because it was made in America.
Right.
It was made in New York. You brought up on your Facebook, on your own personal Facebook, what's your favorite horror movie score? And someone brought up like the theme from Rosemary's Baby is awesome, and I don't remember if I liked it or not, but yeah, dude, it
is spooky.
It's awesome.
Does it give you chills every time you hear it?
There's a Phantomas cover of it, which is crazy. Phantomas is Mike Patton. He was in Mr. Bungle and Faith No More.
Okay.
And he started his band. And as far as I know, they only put out 2 albums, and one is just covers of like movies from films. Like they do Rosemary's Baby, they do The Godfather, or they do a bunch of other stuff.
That's really cool.
And
that sounds like something I would enjoy.
And I don't think you would like that type of music.
Oh, okay.
But I'll play it for you after we're done with this. But overall feelings on season 1, good launch pad. Yeah,
I enjoyed it. There were some that were better than others, and very little. There's out and out blows you away. There's nothing as good as Balance of Terror or
Metamorphosis
or City on the Edge of Forever, Space Seed, but still good. A lot more fun to watch than the original series and more consistent across. Yeah. Again, that's the thing is like it doesn't reach maybe the highs yet, although it might, but it's less problematic across the board than my personal favorite Star Wars.
Yeah.
Or the original Trek. So looking very much forward to moving on to season 2.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. See you next week. LLAP.
KO.
This has been an Dorkness production.
Whoa!